Okay, so that's the topic of today's class. It's just revising some things like similes, alliteration, and adjectives from countries. So first of all, similes. A simile is a type of sentence where we compare one thing with another thing of a different kind. And it's used to make a sentence sound better, a description to sound better. So we've got one example of a simile on the screen here. He is as brave as a lion, right? That's a simile sentence. He is as brave as a lion. And we're using that instead of saying he is very brave. Both sentences have the same meaning, but the simile gives a nicer description by comparing it to an object which is similar, right? So brave is the adjective and lion is the object which we're comparing with brave, right? So that sentence, he is as brave as a lion, is giving that same meaning as he is very brave. So that is one example of a simile. There are many similes, right? So instead of the description of very fast, we can say as fast as a bullet. Instead of saying something is very bright, we can say it is as bright as the sun. Instead of saying something is very cold, we can say it is as cold as ice. Instead of saying something is very sweet, we can say it is as sweet as sugar. Right, these are some examples of similes. And to complete the simile, we need to give a subject to it. So he is running as fast as a bullet. Now the simile has a complete meaning. We know a person is running as fast as a bullet. He's running very fast. The lamp's light is as bright as the sun, right? So we're completing the simile by giving it a subject, right? So that's how we make similes. So like as fast as a bullet, and put a subject in front of it. That Masfia is running as fast as a bullet, okay? Very cold, right? The food is as cold as ice. That's how we make similes. Okay, so somebody's just chatting. Sir, do we have to write in copy? No, we don't need to write it. You don't need to write anything in your copies, okay? If you want to write notes, you can write notes. That's completely your choice. So if you want to, you can do. If you want to just listen, you can, no problem at all. So these things should already be in your copy, the similes at least. But if you want to write notes, you can do, feel free to. Okay. Simile is a description sentence like as steady as a rock. Yes, that's right, Smasher. So yes, so as steady as a rock. Good. So that is one example of a simile. And then we just give a subject in front of it. So that person is standing as steady as a rock. So we're giving it a full meaning by giving it a subject. That person is standing as steady as a rock. So he's not moving. Very good. So that's what a simile is. Let's have a look at alliteration now. Okay, so alliteration. So alliteration is a creative sentence where the sound of the beginning part of a word is repeated 2 or more times in a row. So just like a simile, it's another creative type of sentence, but the rule is different. And in alliteration, we're repeating the beginning part of a word, that sound, 2 or more times in a row. So let's look at some examples. So the first example, the crazy crocodile is running in circles. So here in this example, we can see the C sound is being repeated 2 times. Crazy crocodile. That's the 2 C sounds which are repeated twice. That's another example. The big bad bear bullied the koala. So the koala is another type of bear, by the way. So the big bad bear bullied the koala. So here we can see the B sound is repeated 3 times. Another example, 10 tall teenagers played football in the field. So here the T sound we can see is being repeated 3 times, 10 tall teenagers. Another example, a severe storm caused chaos in South Asia. Now in this example, there's 2 types of alliteration. One alliteration is using the S sound, the severe storm, 2 times. And in the other example, caused chaos. That's being used, that C sound is being used 2 times, okay? And one more example, Sally sold 7 salt sachets since Sunday. So here the whole sentence is repeating that S sound. So that is what alliteration is, guys. So when we're making a sentence and we're repeating the sound of a particular word 2 or more times in a row. And this can happen anywhere in the sentence, right? If you look at these examples, you can see it can happen at the beginning of the sentence, the middle of the sentence, the whole sentence, or even just the end of the sentence. And it just has to be repeated 2 or more times in a row. That is what alliteration is. So there has to be a clear meaning, and you have to be repeating the sound of a particular word 2 or more times in a row. So like we could see, the first example is crazy crocodile is running in circles. The big bad bear bullied the koala, right? The 10 tall teenagers played football in the field. A severe storm caused chaos in South Asia. Sally sold 7 salt sachets since Sunday. So in all of these examples, you can see that the sound of a particular word, beginning part of it, is being repeated 2 or more times in a row. Okay, so let's have a look at some mistakes that sometimes people can make when they try to make sentences with alliteration. Okay, so crazy Cinderella can sing nicely. Okay, so crazy Cinderella can sing nicely. Now, this is a mistake. Why? Because each C word is making a different sound. That's why there is no alliteration. Crazy, that's making a hard C sound, k. Cinderella, that is making a soft C sound, s, right? And then can, which is again hard C. You probably learned about hard C and soft C in spelling. So here we can see in this sentence, crazy Cinderella, they're making 2 different sounds. Even though crazy and Cinderella, they both have C at the beginning of the word, they're making 2 different sounds. It's crazy Cinderella. You can see how it sounds, right? That's why there is no alliteration here. Okay, another example. There are hens in the house. Now, there's no alliteration here either because there are gaps between the H sound. So in this sentence, we tried to use H for the alliteration, but there are gaps in the H sound. There are hens in the house. And there's no alliteration here because there are gaps in the sound. That's a key thing to remember. When we're making sentences with alliteration, the sound has to be repeated 2 or more times in a row, just like these examples that you can now see on the screen. Crazy crocodile, big bad bear bullied, 10 tall teenagers, severe storm caused chaos. Sally sold 7 salt sachets since Sunday, right? That same sound has to be repeated 2 or more times in a row. Let's move on. So the next topic is adjectives from countries. Now, we know adjectives are describing words. We use them to describe things like beautiful, pretty, ugly, clever, fat, right? These are examples of adjectives. So adjectives from countries is doing the same thing. It is giving us a description of something, but we're using the name of a country to describe where something is from. So let's have a look at how this works in practice. Okay, so I'm going to share the presentation with you now. Um, okay, oops, I need to go back to the previous slides. Okay, so adjectives made from countries. So these are describing words, and these tell us where something is from. So when we use a country's name as an adjective, the name of the country, it slightly changes. So in this table, we can see the example. So the name of the country is France. If we want to use that as an adjective, we'll change the name of the country to French. So China is a country, the adjective is Chinese. Russia, Russian. England, English. Bangladesh, Bangladeshi. Holland or the Netherlands, Dutch. India, Indian. Spain, Spanish. Japan, Japanese. Germany, German. United States of America, American. From Ghana, Ghanaian. Somalia, Somalian. Sudan, Sudanese. Ireland, Irish. Indonesia, and Indonesian. So in those tables, you can see that that's how we can change the name of a country into an adjective. Now, there's no fixed rule that do we change it to ENCH or ESE or ISH. Right? There's no fixed rule about how we change the name of a country into an adjective. So to find the adjective, you might need to Google it, but there are plenty of examples in your book as well. So I can say, I like to eat French food, for example. So there I'm describing that I like to eat food from France. And lots of you like to eat Chinese food, I know. So we all like to eat Chinese food. So we like to eat food from China. So using Chinese as the adjective to describe that the food is from Chinese, from China origins. Okay, so we are Bangladeshi. Okay, that we're using Bangladeshi as an adjective to describe where we are from. We are Bangladeshi people. Okay, so that's how we can use the name of a country in an adjective. Okay, so let's look at this slide here. So on the left-hand side, we've got like sentences using the noun. So food from France tastes good. Cars from Italy are very nice. The teacher is from England. That coin is from America. So on the left-hand side, we're using the name of the country. And on the right-hand side, we're going to find out how do we use the adjective from the country. Okay, so French food tastes good. So food from France tastes good. Using the adjective from the country, we can say French food tastes good. Now let's look at the second example. Cars from Italy are very nice. That will become Italian cars are very nice. The teacher is from England. The teacher is English. Okay, that coin is from America. That is an American coin. Okay, so that's how we can use the adjectives from countries in a sentence. I think that's a simple topic. Okay, so some people are asking questions in the chat. So we've got some examples here. So the Somalian pirates are attacking that Chinese ship. Mubashir, yeah, excellent sentence there. So we've got two country adjectives inside of that example. The Somalian pirates describing the pirates which came from Somalia, and they're attacking that Chinese ship, the ship that came from China. Excellent. So another question here. So do we have to write this in our copies? You can do if you want to. You can, it's your choice. There will be a recording of this, which I'll upload. But it's your choice if you want to copy it. It's better if you do. If there's something that you struggle to understand, then I would advise you to copy that inside of your copies. Ohana shared an example of alliteration. So 7 sisters slept soundly on the sand. That is an excellent example of alliteration. The S sound was repeated 4 times in a row. 7 sisters slept soundly on the sand. Excellent. Okay, so I'm just going to close the presentation. Actually, I'll leave it open so you can see these examples. I'll just go back to the previous slide so that you can see all the different types of adjectives. So let's go to previous slide. Okay. That was taking time to load. Okay, so now you should see the slide on your screen. And please don't doodle on the screen. I don't know who's been drawing over that slide. So I'm just going to stop sharing that for a minute. Okay, nobody draw on the screen, please. So I'm going to share the screen again. So got. Okay, so now all of you should be able to see the presentation of all these different adjectives from countries. Now I want you to think of some examples. How can we make some adjectives of countries? How can I make some sentences using adjectives from countries? So type in the chat. I want to see some examples. Okay, we like Chinese food. Well done, Adibai. Right, good. So we like Chinese food. That is an example of using an adjective from a country in a sentence. Good. Anybody else? I want to see another example. I love Japanese sushi. Excellent example, Rafaida. So I love Japanese sushi. Great. Any other examples? 2 more minutes. Okay, I want to see another example using an adjective from a country. So we've got a few good examples here. She saw some Indonesian people in the beach. Excellent. That's a really good sentence, Mubashir. Well done. And Ahsan Zaman, she came from India. That's why she is Indian. Good. Okay, so that's why she is Indian. Okay, class 4, I hope you benefited from that Zoom class. So make sure you revise those 3 topics, similes, alliteration, and adjectives made from countries. You revise those 3 topics and you'll do fine in your home test, inshallah. Look forward to seeing you in the next class. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.